So I wanted to start today. Ericsson has said that it's at the forefront of this 5G transformation. Can you tell me a little bit about the role that the company is playing in that shift in the United States and where you see things headed in the next 12 months?
Absolutely, I'll do my best. So we started, of course, doing research on 5G many years ago, and probably 10, 12 years ago. And we have, ever since the word got out, what we were working on as an industry with 5G, of course, been approached by industrials all from multiple sectors, been working with 20, 30 partners from different industries to figure out how 5G could help transform their operations. And they typically come at it from the perspective of how can I reduce my total operating costs, transform my customer experience, or grow into new business opportunities. And some of the underlying drivers were the same. And I guess I should have seen already in the very early conversations that smart manufacturing was going to be one of those places where the value of 5G was going to be significant. And being one of the prime suppliers of 5G technology, it of course makes very good sense for us to also start experimenting with our own technology in some of the adjacent technologies like AI, machine learning, virtual reality that all benefit from 5G, because it's really in and around 5G. We have a lot of other disruptive technologies also evolving, and that creates this super interesting, call it exponential innovation in and across multiple industries. So being again one of the leaders, we had the privilege of working with our North American customers, which are front runners from a global perspective, accelerated the 5G standards so that already in late 2018 we were able to launch 5G networks then first in the world in the US. And we enjoyed that early leadership position and were then part of that success of building out the 5G networks. And what we then also did, since we saw a huge demand in the US, we decided to then also move manufacturing back to the US. And we hadn't done that. I don't think anybody has done that for about 2 decades. Since 2G, no telecom equipment has been produced at scale in the US. But we saw the need to be close to our lead customers, since there was going to be a lot of local requirements that we want to respond to in a good way. We started the work, and looking at 5G as one technology, AI, virtual reality as some complementary technologies, edge compute, we determined that there was actually a good business case for us to move manufacturing to the US. And I can talk about some of the examples of the use cases that we saw, but I guess I can start by saying that we started the work in March of 2019 when we hired the first engineer. We launched the factory in March of 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. We could not have done that without 5G actually.